Okay, we are live. Let's just refresh this page. See if we can see anybody else.
281, yeah, and the next one's up to you.
That's popped up.
This is pretty, isn't it?
Yes, we are live. Brilliant. And we're live in the right place, even better. There's one person watching, which is probably me. Oh, no, other people are joining. Fabulous. Brilliant. If you are joining me live this morning, say hello. And welcome to the Christmas Extravaganza, part 1.
Do you know what? I meant to wear my Christmas jumper. I thought of it yesterday.
See, I've got my Christmas jumper on. Anybody else sitting there in their Christmas jumper? Hi, Louise. Anybody else sitting there in their Christmas jumpers? I want photos if you've got Christmas attire on. Hi, Carolyn. Hi, Elaine. Welcome. So pleased you can join us. We'll just give it a few minutes before I get started, while we wait for people to join. Hi, Dee. So I need to start scribbling. Dee, Carolyn. Oh. Louise. Oh, hi, Jodie. Jodie, Elaine. Oh, this is great. Fab. If you're joining me this morning, please say hi. Sally. Hi, Sally. No, it's definitely not 10:30. It's definitely 10 o'clock. Evelyn's in company with you. Hi, Carol.
You told me it was 10:30.
Wow. You need to read your email.
She was having a senior moment.
You didn't send me an email.
Carol says she is sitting there in her PJs.
Oh, lucky her.
But are you in your PJs in your craft cabin, Carol? That's what I want to know.
It might be a bit cold for a craft cabin.
It might be a bit cold for a craft cabin, but I think you've got heating, haven't you, in your craft cabin, Carol? And anyway, Carol lives in Truro in Cornwall, where it's always warm and sunny. Yeah. If you're joining us, please say hello. Good morning, Joe. Joe, you're in good company this morning. Hi, Liz. Because Darren's just gone and had his 3rd jab this morning. So you'll be in good company when you go shortly. Oh, Jodie says we're repeating again. Not sure why. I would suggest you unjoin and rejoin if that makes sense. I don't know what, genuinely, I don't know why that is. Good morning, Kez. How lovely that you can join us. Can't wait, says Jo, for her jab. Oh, it's lovely to see you, Kez. Oh, yes, Carol says. Is that yes to heating? I expect it is. Yeah, great news, Jenny. Yeah, I know it is great news. And even better news, Carolyn, because we went and all had our flu jab last Friday. And so while we were there, I asked the practice if they could sort out Darren's 3rd jab, because he has to have 4 jabs, actually. So he got his... oh, good. I'm glad you wouldn't miss us.
I always
Carol's got her blanket. So, hi, Amber. Yeah, so anyway, I asked them if they could sort out his 3rd jab while we were down at the practice last week. And they admitted that they're having difficulty identifying patients who are clinically extremely vulnerable now. So I pointed out to them that the health secretary isn't having difficulty because he sends us a letter nearly every week at the moment. Anyway, he's got his jab, his 3rd out of 4 jabs, so he's doing okay, so it's all good. Blimey, we've got so many people on this morning. This is fantastic. I did not expect this many people. I'm so pleased. This is great. Wonderful. What was the great news? Oh, Darren had his jab this morning, his 3rd jab, Amber. That was the great news. So that's cool. Okay, right. I think we're going to get started. So, first things first. It's Christmas. Well, it's Christmas in this house anyway. It's always bonkers on Christmas Extravaganza Day, whether we are in person as we used to be at Buscott Hall or whether we're online. It's no different. I've got so many thank yous today. I've got loads of people helping me today, which is fantastic. Yeah, lots happened before 10 o'clock. Yeah, it has. Lots has happened before 10 o'clock. Yeah, so I've got two lovely crafters in the room with me today. Let's have a quick turn around so they can say hi. Let's turn the camera around.
Hello.
Hello, that's Evelyn, and hello, that's my mum, Pauline. So if you see her on the comments and stuff, that's Pauline. Let's turn her back. Yeah, and we've got Evelyn joining us today as well, so that's brilliant. She's not swimming training or anything today, so that's cool. So they're going to be crafting along with us all day today. And we'll be able to kind of hopefully use them to show you how things are done and show you bits and pieces of projects. Amber says, yay, Evelyn's back. Yeah, she's ready and raring to go. The other person that I have to say a huge thank you to today is to Amber, because Amber has made lots of projects for our in-between sessions. So thank you, Amber. Really, really appreciate that. She says she's missed you, Evelyn. Yeah, so the way that things are going to run today is we've got 3 separate sessions, and I'm going to try and record, hopefully, all of the sessions. So the morning session now, obviously, we're on Facebook Live. That will stay in the Facebook group forever. You can pause, rewind, go back. You can do it this time next year if you want to, but it'll always be there, so you've got access to that all the time. The same with the last session this afternoon between 2 and 4. You've got access to that whenever you want to as well. The middle session of the day, kind of over the lunchtime, is going to be a Zoom session. Everybody who's signed up and got a kit, you've had the Zoom link sent to you, and that is so that we can have a natter over lunch. While we're crafting. You don't have to eat at the same time if you don't want to. I can't imagine we'll be able to do that. Yeah, we'll manage. And there's breaks in between each of the sessions as well. So it's not like non-stop crafting. I know that some people are coming and going today. Absolutely fine. So if you're here for an hour or if you're here all day, you're welcome and really pleased to see you. And it's lovely that you can join us. If you're joining this morning, first things first, doesn't matter whether you've bought a kit or whether you haven't bought a kit. If you're joining us for this morning's session, I'm running a door prize straight off. I've got to tell you, you want to see, actually I'm going to show you, you want to see the mountain of prizes I've got to give away today. Okay, let me grab them. Oh, one's fallen off the pile already. Right, this, oh no, can't even hold it up. Let's pile it up a bit better and then that'll be better. Right. This is my mountain of prizes to be given away today during the different sessions. So throughout every session, there will be prizes that will be given away. And the very first prize that I am giving away today is a door prize. So if we were in person, it'd be anybody who walked through the door would be entered into the door prize. So while you are making the first projects, I know, wow, Sally, I agree. So while you're making the first project this morning, I have got one of those prizes is going to be given away as a door prize. So if you're here joining me, whether you've got a kit or whether you haven't, say hello in the chat so that I can take your name and I can write you out a ticket, and I'll fold up all the tickets while you're making prizes. While you're making projects, and then you will be entered into the prize draw. And I can see Andrea's joined us as well. Good morning, Andrea. Brilliant. So yeah, whether you're staying all day or not, it doesn't matter. Whether you've got a kit or you haven't, doesn't matter. If you're joining me this morning for this first session, for any part of it, say hello in the chat so that I can take your name. Okay, so that's the first thing. I know that you're going off to football, Andrea. I thought you probably would be, so you'll catch up later. That's cool, fabulous. I will enter you in the prize for the door prize, as well as all the other raffle prizes too, so cool. Okay, so I think that's probably it this morning. Let's go through the kit, shall we? Amber says she'll do anything for a raffle prize. We know, you and raffle prizes. Okay, so I'm going to use Evelyn's kit to show you what's inside to make sure you've got the same as me. Pretty sure you have, because Took me weeks to put all the kits together, but okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the camera around and then let's look down at the hands. Here we are. Okay, there we go. Okay, so as you can see, Evelyn's opened hers already because she's opened the selection box. So you should have had a selection box with a penguin tag on it. This is full of crafting treats to keep you going. Look at the evidence already. The chocolate's like Christmas morning, honestly. Opening the stocking and the chocolate's gone already. Anyway, there's drinks and there's eats in there, so that should hopefully keep you going. And obviously you can reuse the box, decorate it, whatever you want, and you can reuse the tag. So that's to get you started and get you going. Next important thing is the card and envelope, because you've got a little thank you card in there to say thank you for joining me this morning, and you should have a strip of tickets as well. Those are your raffle tickets for the whole day. The only raffle ticket that's not in there is the door prize raffle ticket, okay? But the rest of your raffle tickets are there to keep you going throughout the whole day. Pam, hi Pam. Auntie Jo has already eaten some of her chocolate too. Well, why am I not surprised? Honestly. Good. Sam, hello Sam, how lovely you can join us too. Gosh, I haven't seen you for ages. Fabulous, I'm so pleased you can join us. It doesn't matter that you've taken a break, we're very glad to have you back. How wonderful, brilliant, okay. So then you should have an envelope full of goodies that might look something like this. And inside you've got loads of packs, basically. So the pack that you want for this morning is this one. It's got a pink snowflake in it, some little bits of bling, and lots of pink, blue and green. It's like a pastel kind of coloured pack. And you'll be able to identify it because it's got a sheet of white card in it as well, a whole sheet of white card. The other two packs are for the other two sessions, so don't worry about them for the time being. This is the one that you need for this morning's session. Okay, the white card you're going to be using throughout the day for any kind of stamping that you want to do. Okay, we are going to be using a variety of different stamp sets throughout the morning, and I can tell you where I've got the sentiments from and things, but you can use anything you've got in your kit and in your stash, anything at all. So without further ado, these are the first three cards that we are going to be doing today. As I said, they are from the Whimsy and Wonder suite, and I will reference everything as we're going along as well so that you can find it in your catalogue. So the Whimsy and Wonder is from the mini catalogue, and it is on, if I can find it. Where is it? Where is it? Let me just see if I can find it. Bear with me. There it is. Whimsy and Wonder is on page 24 and 25 of the mini catalogue. Okay. So pretty much all the bits in your kit have come from this suite. So if you're looking to add any bits to your kit, once you've made these cards, then these are the 2 pages that you need to look at. But if you happen to have your catalogue handy, then it might give you some ideas as well as you're going along. Okay. Hi Susie, brilliant. Oh, there's another. Let me write another one down. Just taking your name, Susie, so that I can put you in for the door raffle prize, which we're going to have in a minute. Okay. So, just open the bag that says I'm a winner. Oh, well, that's for the lunchtime session, Jodie. So put that to one side and I will explain all at lunchtime. And Amber says she loves the gems. Cool, brilliant. Right, we're going to start with this one first. So you are going to need your pale pink card base. So a piece of card that looks like this. And you're going to need your stripy silver background. And then you should have 2 pieces of patterned paper. One is pink snowflakes and one is little holly leaves. 2 pieces of, it's not polished pink actually, I can't think what it's called. What is it called? Magenta Madness. One of the in colours is this one, Magenta Madness. which is your background layers, your matte layers. You should have Magenta Madness Snowflake, and you've got some gems as well. The gems you will not need for all of these cards, so save some of your gems for your gingerbread cards later on as well. So you don't have the same gems as me because I ran out of the nice gems that you've got. So my card's got some old Hydrangea Haven gems on. But I mean, if you don't like them, you can add whatever gems you want out of your stash, frankly. Put whatever you want on it. So I would advise, instead of the pink gems that I've got on mine, that you use the kind of goldy coloured glittery gems. That would be my advice. Okay, so if you've got all the bits out ready for this card, first thing first, you need to stick the silver stripy layer flat down straight onto the card. You can use tape, you can use glue, whatever you want. So that's the first thing to do. And while you are doing that, I am going to fold up some raffle tickets. So if you're just joining me now this morning, please say hello so that you can be entered into the door prize raffle. Everybody who's here this morning is going into this first raffle to win our door prize, which is a stamp set. So if you're here, it doesn't matter whether you, hello Jodie, doesn't matter whether you have got a kit or whether you haven't got a kit. If you're joining me this morning, say hi. That's just for a thank you because you actually got up this morning and joined us so early rather than watching on replay. Okay, once you've stuck that layer down, you then need to stick the patterned papers to these two pink layers of card. No, Amber, you do not get entered twice just because you've said hello twice. No. So you just want to make them so that in the same way that you've got your silver stripy layer, just make sure you've got a little bit of a border around the edges. Okay. So this is a nice easy one to get us started, get us into the swing of things this morning. And we'll pull this first raffle ticket when we finish this first card. So you've got till the end of this first card to say hello. There we go. Okay. I think it's that one that I used. Okay, so Evelyn, can I borrow yours a minute, please? So you should now have, oops, dropped it on the floor, your card front that looks like that, with your stripy silver bits on, and two pieces that look like this. So one bit with snowflakes on and one bit with your holly leaves on, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to need to do this without gluing first so that you kind of work out roughly where you want them to be. You're going to fiddle around with them, slide them about until they are how you want them to be. Because you don't want to glue anything down until you are happy with how it looks. And then you can glue those flat down. So throughout today, if I've done anything with 3D pads, I will tell you. You can choose to do things flat or you can choose to do things with dimension if you want to and lift it up. That's completely up to you. But I'll tell you what I've done. So these two panels are flat down onto the card wherever you want them to be. So just slide them around and get them lined up before you stick them to the card. so that you know pretty much where they're going to be. Little tips to remember is obviously you don't want the points of the cards to be overlapping the edge, because not that it won't look pretty and not that you couldn't do that with a card, but you'll struggle to get it in the envelope when you post it. So the same on the spine side as well. You want to make sure that the points of these layers don't go over the edges, otherwise you'll struggle to get it in an envelope. Yeah, Mum's doing hers the other way around, so she's doing hers with the holly leaves on the top. So it's completely up to you. Do it however you want. Thank you. So this is Evelyn's. She's got her layers stuck down. Yeah, I'm hoping I've got a good gauge today of time as well, because Evelyn's a fast crafter and Mum's a slower crafter. So hopefully between the two of them, we'll get the sort of timings right.
Slow is an understatement.
Oh, no, you're not. You're fine. You are fine. Can you pass me the stamp set as well, please? Thanks. So I'll show you the stamp set that I've taken my Merry Christmas from as well. For those of you who are ahead, this is the stamp set that I used for my Merry Christmas. It's snowman season. Mum and I were looking at what stamp sets we've got in the catalogue at the moment that we think are going to probably go at the end of this year, and this is one of them that I do not think will be around next year. So we've had this stamp set now for I think 3 Christmases, so I think it's very unlikely that it will be in the catalogue next year. So if you like this stamp set, you need to get it this year, because it won't be around after this year, I'm fairly sure, because they don't tend to roll Christmas seasonal stamp sets over more than a couple of years. So okay, right, once you've got your layers, the next thing to add, and I've added mine flat, is your pink snowflake. So your pink snowflake, and then you can start thinking about stamping a sentiment using your white card. And I've used Magenta Madness for my colour, because that's my layered colours, but anything you've got that blends in. If you've only got black, it doesn't matter, to be honest. Or if you've got navy blue will go really nice with this set as well. Greens, pinks, whatever you've got, really doesn't matter. There should be sort of wider bits of the snowflake that you can stick a bit of glue on. As well as the kind of more fine tip bits of the snowflake. So stick some blobs of glue on the wider bits so that it stays put. And as I was saying on Thursday as well, when you're using wet glue, if you particularly want it to stay put and you do not want it to slide around, then let wet glue go a little bit tacky for a few moments before you stick it down. If you want to slide it into place, which is great if you're poking in leaves and things like we did on Thursday, behind sentiments and that kind of stuff, so it looks like it's all kind of coming out from behind, bursting out from behind, then using the sliding method, using wet glue is a really good tip. Okay, so once you've got your snowflake in place, all that's left to do is for you to stamp a sentiment on a bit of your white card. I've literally just cut this out as a rectangle, so no punches, nothing like that. I haven't used anything like that. I've literally just cut it out as a rectangle. Oh, should I put some spray on your... Yeah, so it's not too fancy, this one. This is a easy one to get started with. Don't seem to be running out of spray. There we go. And I've stuck my sentiment on, as you can see, with 3D pads. So it's the sentiment that's raised, nothing else. But if you don't have 3D pads or you don't like it like that, you want it to be flatter to go in the envelope to post, you can stick it down flat. It's completely up to you. Once you've added your sentiment, you can just add a couple of little bits of bling from your strip of gems. So you should have a strip of gems that look like this. I would say use the gold ones. For those of you who haven't crafted with me before, I always go for odd numbers when I'm adding bits of bling or gems. So whether that's buttons, whether that's brads, whether that's sticky back gems like we have, pearls, diamonds, anything like that, I always go for an odd number so that it looks a bit more natural and randomly kind of scattered. If you look at commercially made cards that have this kind of thing, you'll find that they always have an odd number. They never have even numbers. So it kind of helps to make your card look a bit more natural and a bit more professional. So I would use either 3 or 5 of your gems on your card. So anybody that's not introduced themselves in the chat, please say hi, because I am about to draw the door prize while you are finishing up that first card and adding your gems and your stamped image and everything.
Tweezers, please.
Yeah. Where are they?
Mum, do you want big scissors or do you want the trimmers there if you want it to cut your...
No, I'm going to cut it out round the...
Oh, cut round it, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. When you've cut it out, can I borrow it a minute?
Yeah.
I'll show you what... I always cut my sentiments square. Don't ask me why. Probably because I'm not brilliant at cutting around the edge. But Mum always cuts hers around the words. Right, Jo has made her first card and she's off to get her jab. Good luck, Jo. See you later. Bye. Yeah, once she's cut hers out, I'll show you what she does. Well, there we go. There's Evelyn's. She's got her three gems on and stamped her Merry Christmas, the same as mine. So that's mine and Evelyn's.
It's a bit random almost.
Yeah, that's okay though, I think. Okay, so while you're all finishing off, I'm going to do the first raffle prize, which is our door prize. Actually, I'm going to put the lid on the box and give it a really good shake. That's better. You'll be glad to hear I'm not using this box for the main raffles throughout the day, because here I've folded up the tickets already. That's how many tickets are in. Had to put them in a good old Quality Street, empty Quality Street thing, because there's so many of them. Everyone's got lots. So anyway, this is just for the door prize. You don't need your raffle tickets for this one. This is anybody who said hello in the chat this morning and is with us live. Let's have that one underneath. It's Kez. Our first prize goes to Kez. And Kez, you have won the Counting Sheep stamp set. That one's yours. I am going to stick it down. Oh yeah, can I borrow that a minute? Thank you. Here we go. So this is what Mum does with her sentiments. Actually, that probably doesn't show up very well. Let me put it on the back of mine. She cuts around the words like that. So that's another idea. If you don't like the kind of rigidity of the, if that's too kind of rigid a shape for you and you want it to soften a bit, then Mum always cuts around the words for her, saying thank you very much. Okay.
And if you want a border, you can stick it onto the coloured bit and then cut
yes,
it again.
That's true. If you want a border, yeah, you just stick it on your coloured card and then cut round it again, so you still get a border as well. Jodie says, whoop whoop, yay. You need to go and visit her, Jodie, so that you can borrow her stamp sets, borrow all her prizes that she's won. There we go. Kez, Counting Sheep is yours. Amber says never, oh no, more fussy cutting. But Amber, you love fussy cutting, remember?
Fussy cutting.
Some of us do like fussy cutting.
No,
Amber is not in the fan club of fussy cutters. I find it really relaxing, actually, fussy cutting.
It makes it personal.
There you go.
It's too fiddly.
So that's card number 1. And when you have finished card number 1, give me some thumbs up so that I know that you're ready to move on.
Straight.
Woohoo, thank you, says Kez. You are very, very welcome. It does look effective and it is a faff, I agree, Amber. I'm on your side.
Well, you can show them.
Let's have a look, thank you. There we go, that's Mum's. So that's mine, Mum's and Evelyn's. So variation even within...
but different.
Yeah, all the same but different, exactly. So there you go. So that's cool. Brilliant, thank you. Right, there's your 2 cards back. Thank you very much. Okay, so that's card number 1 done. Card number 2 is going to be this one.
So pretty too.
So give me some thumbs up when you're ready to get started, people.
That's nice.
Now, Amber, I'll warn you now, there is fussy cutting with this card, but it's super, super simple fussy cutting, as in it's straight lines. So brilliant, loads of thumbs up, that's cool. Okay, so you're going to need the blue card base, which is Misty Moonlight. Misty Moonlight, which is from the In Colours as well. You're going to need a strip of white for your background, which I think you have already got cut out. Yeah. And the blue background paper, which has got stars and trees on it. And then you're going to need, you've got a bit of paper that's got a green tree or a variety of green trees on it. And you're going to need 1 of your snowflakes. So, Evelyn, can I borrow your snowflakes a minute? So your snowflakes are double-sided. You've got 2 snowflakes. So if you haven't turned them over yet, do have a look at both sides. You've got one side that is iridescent. And that's the side we're going to use for this card, the iridescent side. Our last card for the morning, we're going to use the other side, which is the plain white side. So just pop out 1 snowflake. Do not be tempted to pop out the other snowflake at this point. There is really good reason why you don't want to pop out your other snowflake until you've made a decision about whether you're going to colour it or not. So just pop out. You just literally really gently pull out the edges. It's only held in by sort of the points of each of the snowflake arms or whatever. So you then should have, let's turn that card over so you can see. You should have 1 still in the paper and 1 that you've popped out, okay? Put the one in the paper to one side for a moment. You're going to use that for the last card. You just need the one that you've popped out and you want it iridescent side up, okay? Okie dokie. There we go. Oh, and you also need a bit of paper with your presents on as well. You should have a strip that's got a few presents on. You're just going to need a couple of those. All right? So fold and crease your card blank first. Fold that over, give it a good crease down the spine. And then let's deal with all our patterned paper first. So first things first, you can put your base to one side out the way. You need the white strip and the blue strip, and you're going to stick those 2 one on top of the other. The blue strip should give you, as you can see on my example, a little border at the top and the bottom of the white strip, but you don't have any border at the edges. Okay, so you need to line up one side so that it's right on the edge. If the paper overlaps the white, that does not matter. You can chop it off in a moment when we've stuck it to the card base. But for the time being, all you're doing is just sticking the blue pattern up, or if you prefer the other side, but it is quite busy on the other side. It's really pretty, but it might not go with your tree and your presents, that's all. So you stick in the blue strip to the white strip so that you've got a bit of border. So you should have, can I just borrow that minute, Evan? Yeah, so if you've got a bit of overlapping paper, when you turn it over from the back, just skim that down with some scissors or a trimmer. Okay, so you should have a strip that looks like this then. Oops, wrong way up. Trees are the wrong way up. That strip then gets stuck to your card base. Make sure your trees are the right way up. I know it sounds really stupid, but honestly, I've done it so many times. So make sure your trees are the right way up and stick that flat down onto the card with a little bit of a strip at the top. About, I don't know, what's that? Half a centimetre, 3/4 of a centimetre, something like that at the top. And just stick it flat onto the card. And again, just make sure you've lined up each edge before you stick it down, in case you end up with a wonky edge. A bit of glue on the corner of mine there. There we go, it's better. Because it's quite a visible, crisp line at the top there, you do want to make sure that it's straight and not wonky.
That's where your draft paper comes in.
Yeah. So if you've got graph paper, which you can order from Stampin' Up actually, then that really helps, because you can line it up and make sure that you've got, you know, the same distance either side. Once you've stuck your blue and white layer down, the next thing to do is to get on with your fussy cutting. So you want to cut out one tree, whichever tree you like best, and 2 presents. Completely your choice. If you want to go fiddly around the tree, you can, but I just did 3 straight lines for my tree, and 2 presents. So really, hopefully really easy fussy cutting. Not too challenging. It's still fussy cutting. You ought to employ Chris to do your fussy cutting for you. He's always watching. You should get him to do your fussy cutting, Amber. I'm kind of hoping as well that, as is happening here, that your craft space is starting to become a bit of a
mess.
Yeah, no, Mum says mess, but you know, creative entity in itself, I would like to say. So I'm also going to be asking you for photos of your craftermath at the end of the day as well. So he's in bed. All my animals would end up with no heads. He likes fussy cutting as much as you do then. Yeah, so when we get to the end of the day today, I would really love to see photos of your craftermath, which will be what your crafting space looks like. So yeah, be prepared to take a photo, and I promise I will take a photo of our craftermath as well.
I didn't put that very level.
Evelyn, do you want to put your bits in the bin? Okay. So you should now have your blue and white piece stuck to the flat onto the card, And you'll need a snowflake popped out, iridescent side up. And you need 2 presents and your Christmas tree cut out of the papers. Okay, and then you should have some trees and some papers left over so you can do your own thing with those at another point in time, okay? If you're ahead of the game at this point, you can also stamp your sentiment if you want to. And Evelyn, can you pass me that stamp set a minute? So my sentiment came from another stamp set that I fear might be going again after this year, because we've had this for a couple of years as well, and that is the Snowflake Wishes stamp set. So I stamped the May Your Season Sparkle in the bottom corner here for mine.
I missed it.
So I would say if you like this stamp set, it comes with loads of snowflakes that you can individually stamp and little groups of snowflakes, as well as some nice different sentiments. And it also comes with a really amazing die set as well that's got and an embossing folder as well, actually. So if you're into snowflakes, this is definitely the set for you. Upside down. Oh, you stuck yours on upside down, Sally. Oops. Whoopsie. And Amber's saying I've used the snowflakes loads and loads. Yeah, the snowflakes are really brilliant, I think. They're also great for any kind of like background pattern, that kind of thing. So, and you're going to be needing some snowflakes or stars or something for the lunchtime session as well. Yep, Sally stuck hers on upside down. Whoops.
It's easy to do.
It's very easily done. Very easily done. So what I don't know about you, Sally, what I do in that instance is usually I would cut the front off of the card and then I would turn it around the right way up and stick it onto a fresh new card base.
What have you got on yours?
That's usually how I do it, because I do those kind of things all the time, honestly. That's why I tell people, because it's so easily done. So easily done.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you should be at a point now where you've got your blue piece stuck on. You've got a tree and a couple of presents and your snowflakes all cut out or popped out, and thinking about a sentiment or stamping a sentiment, cutting a sentiment out. Again, all I've done for my sentiment is just cut it out of the white card. I did back mine with some blue. But you don't have blue in your kit, so you don't have that piece of that layer. But so if you want to add a bit behind it, you can. Or actually, it looks fine just flat down on its own. I think it's completely up to you. Yep, Sally's done that. She's chopped the front off. Brilliant. Sometimes the best cards that we make come out of disasters like that as well, Sally. To be fair, I'm sure you've experienced that as an experienced crafter before. Sometimes you make a mistake, or you stick a blob on or something. Oh, let's have a look, Evelyn. And it all goes wrong, and actually it produces a really nice card at the end of it. Evelyn's cut out It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year. From which set is that from, Evelyn? Oh, here's a new one to show you. Right, so I'll give you, there's the snowflake one, that's what I used. So Evelyn's cut out this one, It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year, which is from a brand new stamp set, Tidings and Trimmings. This stamp set is the stamp set we are using, and the dies that go with it that are absolutely gorgeous. This is the set that we're going to be using in November Card Club, which is still open for booking at the moment. So if you want to join me for November Card Club, we're going to be making all Christmas cards. And 3 of the Christmas cards are using Tidings and Trimmings. I will show you one of them. And we're going to be making a 3D Christmas card as well. Not using Tidings and Trimmings, using something completely different. But anyway, there you are. That's one of the cards we're going to be making. So these pretty filigree stars and also these bigger background stars all come from this bundle, from this set. You also get dies that cut out the stocking, the star, the stocking. You get dies that cut out the berries, the leaves. Oh, it's lovely, lovely set. So anyway, if you want to join me for Christmas cards in November, you need to sign up now for November Card Club, monthly card club. Okay, right, Evelyn, there's your sentiment. So next thing you need to do, once you've cut all your bits and pieces out, is just layer it up. Excuse me. So I'll tell you how I've layered mine. So I've started with the snowflake. The snowflake goes on first. You only need to stick one blob of glue on the back of the centre of the snowflake, and that will keep it in place. You don't need to put any more glue on it than one blob of wet glue. Don't forget, check which side you're gluing. You want the iridescent side to be facing up on your snowflake. And I would say that's about a third of the way into the card from the edge and in the middle. Top to bottom, it's in the middle. From the edge, it's about a third of the way in, I would guess. My cat is in the back garden, which is out the back doors where we're sitting, and she's going absolutely mental going around the garden. Ears are flat down. Goodness only knows what she's seen. Scratching everything in sight, sharpening her claws. So somebody's in for it today, obviously. Yep, so snowflake goes first. Then the next thing is either your sentiment or your tree, and I've stuck both of those on 3D pads. So I've overlapped, I don't know if you can see that, I've overlapped the edge of the tree with the sentiment, just so that it all kind of holds it together, and it all, you know, the whole image is brought together by doing that. So just a tiny edge of the tree, which I haven't stuck any glue or any 3D pad or anything behind that. I've just slit the sentiment kind of behind it, or layered the tree over the top of it, whichever way round you're going to do it.
The tree underneath.
You want your tree underneath.
So
so you can see your words. Yeah. If you that is the thing. If you've cut your words out like Mum and Evelyn have done, if you've cut all the way around them, then you will need to have your tree underneath. But that's okay. It'll work either way. So yeah. So my sentiment and my tree are on 3D pads, and then finally my presents are the last thing that I've put down, and again they're just slightly interlocking, overlapping. This pale pink present that is on the very top of the card, I've actually stuck it, hopefully, let me just see if the camera will focus on that. I've stuck it to the I don't know if you can see that, I've stuck it to the base of the tree actually. So it's almost kind of double padded, if you like, so that it gives, so you've got 3 layers of dimension. You've got flat, 1 3D pad, and then the present's got 2 3D pads essentially behind it because it's stuck on top of the tree. If you don't like that, if you want it all flat, you can stick everything flat if you want to, it doesn't matter. And then I've just added 3 sequins of bling. So some more of your bling that you've got on your strip. Add a couple of bits. Don't be tempted to use the red ones. You're going to need those this afternoon for your gingerbreads and peppermint cards. And then once you've stuck everything in place, that is card number 2 done. And I will show you Mum and Evelyn's in a moment. When they finish theirs. There we go, there's Evelyn's. Well done, that's lovely. Crease that bit more so it stays put, there we go. Oh, I like that, I like the blue present. It's cute. Do you want to stick some bling on yours? No, no bling on Evelyn's. Okay.
I only have 2 left anyway. Because we ran out, so Grandma got 2 and I got 1.
Other, if you want to choose some different ones, there's more in that basket. Okay. Oh, Oh, she's changed her mind. She's going to add some bling now.
Well, no, I only didn't do it because I didn't have enough.
Oh, okay. She found another one.
Because you gave Grandma 2 strips and then because you didn't have enough, I only got 1.
Hard done by child who doesn't have enough bling. So how is everybody getting on? It's gone very quiet out there in Craftland. Are you battling with your snowflakes or searching for bling? How are you getting on? Oh, got some thumbs up. That's good.
I'm just going to stick them.
All done, says Carol. Well done, Carol. Brilliant. Cool. That's good. Amber's still fussy flipping cutting. You just need to buy more punches and dies, Amber. I think that's going to be the only answer, really.
Did you have to put these stuck on their own? Did you have to put glue on it? Oh, the glue came off.
They're self-adhesive, but sometimes the little glue dot on the back will come off.
That seems to happen
Sometimes. I've got sequins on mine. I've got, this is a top tip. I bought, I don't know if they're in here. Yeah, they're here. I bought, yeah, here we go. I bought this packet of sequins. Oh my goodness. Carolyn has glue everywhere. Carolyn and Elaine are going to be stuck to each other by the end of the day. Yeah, I bought this little tub of sequins ages ago for a shaker card that I was making. Metallic sequin assortment. So, and there's so many in here, bronze, silver, gold, black and pearlescent, that I really don't need any more bling at all. I could use these on every project. So I've decided to make an effort this year to try and really use it up. So there you go. That's why I've got that on mine. There's Evelyn's with some bling now. Fab, lovely. What have we got? Amber says, you have no idea how many I already have. Chris would go spare if you could hear. What punches and die cuts. I know, I'm the same. I've got a whole drawer full of them.
Come off, Evelyn, as well.
I don't
Just need a blob of glue on yours.
think I don't.
Okay, so if you are done with this one, then feel free to get all the other bits out of your bag from this morning so that we can make card number 3, because everything you've got left in your bag basically is what you need for card number 3. Plus the snowflake, don't forget, that is still inside in the kind of surround. Don't pop it out. We need to do something with it before you pop it out. So don't pop it out of its wrapper, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
You're right, Mum. You lost.
Shot off. Oh, that one's shot off somewhere now as well. I should find it in a minute.
Well, you've got glue everywhere, Carolyn. We've got bling everywhere here. We've got little gems flying off all around the table. We're doing really well. That's good fun.
That's odd number. It's 3, isn't it? So I should find 2 stuck to my clothes or on the floor.
Yeah. I was out somewhere the other day. I can't remember where I was. I was out somewhere and anyway, I kind of turned around and there was the back of a dimensional on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, bringing my crafting with me. Can I have a look at that? That's brilliant, thank you. So that one's Mum's. There we go. Lovely. Pretty, pretty, pretty. So there's our card number 2's finished. Card number 2 is finished. There we go. Okay, so let's get rid of those. That way. Okay. So card number 3, and the last card for this morning's session is this one. Looks really simple, and it is, but it has got a little technique in it as well, which I will also show you. So you are going to need your green mint macaron card base. You are going to need your, what else are you going to need? You're going to need your parcels piece of background paper, patterned paper. You're going to need your little bit of pink or green ribbon, whichever you've got. Some people have got pink, sorry, some people have got mint macaron colour. No, it's not mint macaron actually, it's soft succulent, but it blends in with the tones in the paper. So you've either got pink or you've got green ribbon. You've got a pale pink punched shape. One more snowflake, but not popped out yet from its housing. And you'll need a sentiment as well. So first things first, let's start by stamping the sentiment. So choose the sentiment that you want and get that stamped, because we're going to do all the kind of inky things, if you know what I mean, first.
What have you got on yours?
So I've got Snowflake Wishes for a Merry Christmas, which is from the Snowflake set.
Oh yeah, the one I used first of all.
Yeah. So I think Merry Christmas would be the right sort of size for this. You want a sentiment that's sort of 3/4 of the length of the card, or 2/3 of the length of the card. Oh, hang on, here we go. Jodie says, you should try being a nursery teacher at Christmas. You find glitter in places you couldn't imagine. Yeah, I bet, Jodie. I don't envy you at all. Carol says, oops, she's cut into the parcel paper. Whoops. Oh dear. Yeah, don't know then, Carol. You might have to use your other bit of parcel paper. You might have to use that as a strip instead, perhaps. It should work just as well. Chris has just arrived, says morning, morning, Chris. And Sally's cut into her parcels as well. Brilliant. We're doing well this morning then. You should find in your lunchtime pack, I think you've got spare papers in your lunchtime pack. So your lunchtime pack is this one with the notebook and the pre-cut card. So you should have something in there that you can use if you want some extra paper. Or if not, perhaps just cut a strip from your parcels instead. Or cut some parcels out, more parcels out, and randomly scatter them over your card maybe. Either way, it should work. Okay, so you need to stamp your sentiment first and cut that out. So you've got that good to go. And then I'll show you the snowflake technique that we're going to do. I wonder if we should have a bit more light on the subject as well. I might try and find some more light at lunchtime as well. Even though we've got the lights on here and we're under the skylight, it's obviously not bright enough day to give us real strong light today. Once you've stamped and cut out your sentiment, if you've got a blending brush like this, then you want to find it. Don't worry if you haven't, you'll still be able to do this technique with a tissue instead if you haven't got a blending brush. But if you've got a blending brush, grab it now because you will need that. Or you could use it, you could do it using a sponge dauber or a sponge, any of those things. But for the time being, just get your sentiment cut out, ready to go. The reason we're doing the sentiment first is so that you can determine where you're going to place your snowflake when you get to that point. Because depending on the size of your sentiment, you may need to shift your snowflake up or down, or put the sentiment to one side or whatever. So that's why we're doing the stamping bit first.
What did you say?
This is stamping and cutting here.
You want it as big as that?
Can you do it a bit?
Evelyn, can I borrow your snowflake? Just show you the next bit. I won't do it, I'll let you do it. Once you've got to the point where you've got your sentiment cut out, you then are going to need your second snowflake. And you'll then have two choices as to what to do with your snowflake. So I'll show you what I've done with mine and then explain the alternatives to you as well. Okay, so you'll need your snowflake for the next bit. And some scrap, if you're going to colour it, you need some scrap paper behind as well to help. I'm actually going to if I put mine on the back of the card so you can see it, it'll stand out a bit more, hopefully. Okay.
Say what have I done with mine?
You got yours, Mum. Okay. Right, so the choices with your snowflake are easy route to use the iridescent side the same as you did in the last card. So you can just pop it out and stick it down in the layers in a moment in exactly the same way. The alternative, and what I've done with mine, if you can see that, I don't know if the camera can pick that up, but I have used the reverse side of my snowflake, so the matte side that is not iridescent, and I've coloured it. And I've coloured it using the blending brush. And that is why I've said to you, don't pop it out of its housing just yet. So if you want to colour it, there's a number of different ways you can colour it. You can use the blending brush, and I'll show you that in a moment. Or you can felt tip colour it. And you just need some backing paper behind to make sure that, you know, because you're going to, your colouring will need to go in the direction of the arms and legs of the snowflake so that you don't break it up as you go. Or you can use a tissue in the same way that I'm going to use the blending brush and ink over the top, or a dauber. Any of those things will work, okay? So which side up for snowflakes? If you want the iridescent side, that you cannot colour the iridescent side. So it's up to you. You either have the iridescent side up, or you turn it over and you colour it and you have the matte side up. Your choice, okay? So if you're having the matte side up, you're going to get your blending brush. I won't do it, so I'll let Evelyn do it, but you pick up some ink from your ink pad, and then you're going to start off the page, and I haven't touched the middle of the snowflake because I've put my finger in the middle of the snowflake to hold it in place, and literally just touched the edges and then kind of turned it around and just literally blended the tips of the snowflake. So the centre, which actually is behind the sentiment, so it really doesn't matter anyway, is white, and I've used that to put my finger in the middle while I've blended the tips of the snowflake. Okay, we're using mint macaron here because that's the colour of the background card, but any of the colours, the reason for me choosing the parcel paper behind is because there's loads of different colours in there. So if you want to do some blending and you've got blue inks, pink inks, green, whatever, brown, anything, you could highlight the tips of your snowflake using any colour at all. Okay, So that's what you want to do next, is decide if you are colouring or you're not colouring your snowflake. And if you are colouring it, get and do that before you pop it out from its kind of housing, if you know what I mean, from its paper that it's stuck in. So who's blending their snowflakes and who's or colouring their snowflakes? Or is anybody using any other techniques to colour their snowflake? You could also add a bit of glitter if you wanted to as well. Be quite fiddly, but you could if you wanted to. Or you could also, if you were able to let it dry, you could colour the tips using the kind of glitter pen. I can't think what it's called. What am I thinking about?
Yeah, I used to.
You know the. Let me find it in here, and that will remind me what the heck it's called. Carol's blending, brilliant. I expect somebody will tell me what it's called before I find it. Wink of Stella. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Wink of Stella. So there it is. Or in the annual catalogue. Yeah, Wink of Stella clear glitter brush. So if you wanted to just stick a bit of bling on the end of the snowflakes, then you could. Thank you, Carol. You're right. Wink of Stella. Wink of Blush, as Kez. Yeah, Wink of Stella. Yeah, that's the one. Carolyn's blending with their fingers. Oh my goodness me, your house is going to be a right mess, isn't it? With two of you. Fabulous. Yeah, Wink of Stella. That's right. So yeah, you could add a bit of Wink of Stella on the tips if you wanted to. Once, if you are blending or colouring, once you've done the colouring bit, then you can pop the snowflake out of its background. Let's have a look, Evelyn.
Very big.
There we go. Look at that. I'm just going to put that on the back there. So you can just see, actually it doesn't stand up very well on this paper because it is green anyway. No, that's perfect. That's exactly how it should be. Just you just want a little hint of colour on the tips. And once you've blended or coloured or decided not to or whatever, then you can go back to assembling your whole card. Okay, so you're going to need your paper and ribbon. And what I did was I put my ribbon across the front of my card and then attached it to the back. So I didn't tie a knot or anything like that. I just attached it on the back. And I did that just using a bit of tape. You can use sellotape, to be honest. You don't. It's not nothing fancy. Just so it sticks where you want it to go. So it stays put, if you know what I mean, where you want it to stay put. There you go.
Mine's a little bit brighter.
Oh yeah, that's good. Let's have yours, Mum. Mum's is a bit darker. She's blended a bit more. That shows up a bit more than Evelyn's did. Hopefully you can see that. Yeah, there we go. That's quite good. Brilliant, thank you. Okay, so you're stretching your bit of ribbon around your background paper. That one, Evelyn? I've got mine about a third of the way up the card, but you can put it wherever you like, really. Evelyn's got hers more central. So just putting the ribbon round the middle of the card like a band and sticking it down on the back with some tape. Evelyn's using double-sided tape, so then she can take the backing off of those and that will help stick it to the card as well. Once you've done that, put some more glue or tape on the back of the paper and stick the paper flat down onto your card front. And when we finish this card, this will be the end of session 1. We will have some raffle prizes, I think. And then we'll have a stop for a break and some coffee. And we've got mince pies here as well, as it is Christmas in this house.
And carrot cake.
Yeah, well, actually we've got a lot of cake here, to be fair.
And Rocky Road.
That's what we always have when it's the Christmas workshop. We always have a lot of cake, so we've got a lot of cake.
Got to.
Yeah, it's got to be done. Craft and cake sort of goes together, doesn't it, really? So step 1 is sticking your ribbon to your paper and then your paper to the front of your card. And once you've done that, you then need to play around a bit with your snowflake, your punched shape and your sentiment to decide where you want them on your card, which order you're going to put them in, and you know, how far across your snowflake you want your sentiment to be. If your sentiment is bigger than mine and it covers up your snowflake too much, then maybe you want to lift your snowflake up before you stick it down so you get more snowflake showing. It's completely up to you at this point. But I would get that all layered up together before you stick anything down. So you've got a good idea of what you want it to look like. And you know that you're gonna layer it in the, you know, in the right place for you.
Can I stick that in first? Or?
Yeah. And again, your snowflake only needs a blob of glue in the center of the snowflake. It doesn't need more than that, but just make sure you've checked out where your sentiment's going to go and everything before you stick everything together, in case your sentiment's too big and would cover up your snowflake, which it might well do. So you might either need to you could put your sentiment somewhere else on the card. It doesn't have to be on top of the snowflake. It could be somewhere entirely different. Or you might want to lift your snowflake up a bit behind your punched shape so that you've got space for your sentiment as well. Your choice. So while people are just finishing that off, let's just give you a quick reminder of this suite. So it's Whimsy and Wonder, and it's from the mini catalogue, July to December mini catalogue. And it's on pages 24 and 25. So we've used the papers, which are all half of the paper. So the one side of every sheet of paper is foiled. So it has either it's all silver actually, silver foiling on it as an accent. And then the reverse side of those papers is all matte finish. It's got the Whimsical Trees stamp set.
Oh, nice, yeah.
And the dies that match. And the Pretty Wonderful Snowflakes. So you've got all those bits, and it shows you actually on the catalogue page that on page 25 you can colour the snowflakes in using blending pens as well if you want to. So felt tips, blends, anything you like really. Or you can just use them the iridescent side up, as we said. But loads of different things that you can go do with that suite. And we haven't even used the little baubles side of the paper, which is also there for you. So yeah, that's the suite we've been using for this morning's session. Once you've layered all your bits up, let's bring the other cards in so you can see. These are the 3 projects that we've made this morning. So you should have 3 lovely Christmas cards to get started. That is a lovely set of papers, Carolyn. You are right. Mum and I were talking this morning about how, you know, you don't think of sort of pinks and pastel colours as Christmassy colours, particularly traditional Christmas colours, but actually it feels like it's a real kind of modern take on the Christmas theme with the green and pink instead of kind of green and red. So it's polished pink and misty moonlight, which are both colours from the In Colours sets. Then you've got Blushing Bride, Mossy Meadow and Mint Macaron, which are all really quite traditional colours in our main suites and colours that we use all the time. And then the iridescent on top of it and the silver obviously in the foiling. It is a really lovely suite of papers and lots you can do with it because all of the papers have elements that you can cut out or punch out as well. So quite versatile really.
That's what I really like
Which is
about
nice.
these papers, that you can cut these
Yeah, I
out
think
that
all the
way.
papers they've got it going at the moment, you can cut things out of, which is great if you don't want loads of stamp sets or, you know, you really like the design, but you just don't want to invest in the stamp set as a you know, it's kind of too big an investment for you or whatever then. Brilliant. Okay, Evelyn's is finished. Let's have a look. That is lovely. So that's Evelyn's parcel card. Really pretty. She's used different sentiment to me. So like I said, you know, lined it up so that she's got her sentiment off centre and her ribbon and everything is further up the card than mine. So that's a different take on it. Evelyn's used the sentiment from the Perfectly Plaid set, which is again, this one is bound to go next year because we've had this for 3 years, maybe longer actually. This one comes with a tree punch as well, so you've got 3 trees on here and you can punch them out using the punch. But I would say if you love this set, and we've used this set loads over the last 3 years, both in face-to-face workshops, in-person workshops and online. So if you like this set and you haven't got it yet, you need to get it this year or it'll be gone. I am pretty sure. Got some more. Okay, so that is our 3 cards for this morning. So let's have a raffle prize, shall we?
This one.
Oh, let's have a look, Mum. Let me go, let's show you Mum's before I do the raffle. There we go. That's really pretty as well. So Mum's got more of the ribbon showing than I had, which I like actually. I think that's really nice. That's really pretty. Lovely, thank you. Okay, so get your raffle tickets at the ready. We are going to have 3 prizes this morning. Okay, and this is all the raffle tickets. You should have a whole strip each. Inside your card, if you haven't found your raffle tickets yet, it's inside the card in the white envelope. Raffle prize number 1 is 327. If you've got ticket 327, shout now. Where's my tape gone? Lost the tape. Oh no, here it is. Sorry, that's good. Got it. If you've got 327, let me know. Sally! It's Sally. Okay, fabulous. Well done, Sally. Sally's got 327. Raffle prize number 1. These are all mystery raffle prizes this time. Raffle prize number 1 is the paper, the penguin paper. So the lovely penguin paper indeed. If you want to know how to use the lovely penguin paper or some ideas for the penguin and the punch, Evelyn is coming up in one of the breaks with ideas for penguin cards, and it's birthday cards as well as Christmas cards, so you're going to love it. Chris says, can he have a ticket? You can share with him, Amber. Right, so that's raffle prize number 1 for this set. Sally says, lush, good. Okay, what have we got? Number 2. Number 2 is 335. Anybody got raffle ticket number 335? Shut that bin. Thanks. 335. Who's number 335? Shout now. 335. Who's number 335? Cher, you've got to be joking, she says. Maybe not then, Amber. But we do need to know who's got number 335. If you're with us, shout now. Okay, well, while people are searching for that one, let's find our last raffle ticket for this morning's session, which is number 276. Anybody? Oh, Evelyn's got 276. Yoo-hoo! Evelyn's got 276. Okay, so if you've got 335, give me a shout. 276, Evelyn. I'll stick this one on for you. Oh, you can tell me what you want in the break.
Okay.
But if you've got 276, she'll give him some chocolate if she wins. You're so generous. So generous. If you've got 335, let me know.
It might be Auntie Jo.
It might be Auntie Jo, or it might be Andrea. Could be anybody. Right, I'll stick those two on the edge of my card stand. Right, hold on. Let's just turn you back around a minute, just to say goodbye for this morning. Okay, right. So that's the end of session 1. I'm really hoping you're enjoying it. Hope you've made lots of those cards you kept up with us. Yeah, hope you're ready for a well-earned break now. And then we will move on to session 2, which is our lunchtime session, and that one is via Zoom. I've only booked a 45-minute Zoom to start us off, but if we need longer than that, then we'll re-log in, so that'll be fine. So don't worry. I'm sure we'll just be able to start again with the same Zoom code. Yeah, go and have a break. Enjoy, relax, grab a cup of coffee, have a walk around, stretch those aching crafting limbs, and we will see you again at 12 o'clock on the Zoom link that was sent yesterday. I think it was sent on email. So if you don't have the Zoom link, let me know if you've got a kit. And we will have some more fun and games at lunchtime. Okay, see you all later. Bye.